Hi there, my name is Sheldon, and my dog and I are out and about today in the forest taking a nice walk. And I thought I wanted to share some of my thoughts. Now, all too often this day and age, we don't necessarily take the time to think and reflect. We have far too many sources of input that are taking away our mental capacity, that are keeping us from perhaps growing, finding stability, or focusing on important things for ourselves. Now, today I'd like to talk about a question that I know everybody has asked themselves at least once, and I know it's something I've thought about on occasion as well, is the question of, who am I? So now this is a difficult thing to quantify. It's a difficult thing to, I suppose, speak about or find solutions for. But one of the things that I like to think is that we are defined by our actions. Now, today, for instance, on the trail, while we were hiking, somebody down the trail behind us yelled out, "Coming down the path, be careful, watch for your dog." So I signaled her, she went off the side of the road. I did too, and I made my way towards her to put my hand on her harness and put the lead back on, so that this person, I assumed it was a cyclist, I could hear the sound of tires. And before I could get to my dog, she jumped out and sprinted behind me, and as I turned around I saw that this was a dog-drawn cart, like a dog sled, and there were 4 dogs. Now, bless her, she's a complete sweetie, she's a soft-hearted creature, and it's not in her nature to be confrontational. Yet, she got between me and those dogs, and for her part, she started combat. So I jumped in there, I grabbed the harness, I pulled her away, pushed some of the dogs away as well, and it all started calming down. Immediately I noticed on her ear that there was a puncture wound, and there was a little bit of blood welling up. And in the back of my mind, that little caveman came out of his slumber, picked up his club, and started beating his chest. And at that moment, I found myself at a crossroad. Now, do I act in an emotional way and not think about or take into account any of the consequences of what those actions might bring forth? Or do I step away, take a moment to think, put that caveman back to bed, and just carry on with my day? So I took my dog, we went into the bushes. The driver of the sled mumbled their apologies, got their dogs in order, and carried on. I took her aside, calmed her down a little bit, gave her some water, gave her a treat, cleaned her wound, and we went on with our hike. Now, it took me about an hour to work through the situation and just find a sense of calm again. And I feel like in that moment, I could very clearly say that I'm defined by my actions. I like to think of myself as a logical person that takes the time to think before they act. This hasn't always been the case. I have, in many situations, acted as the role of defender for friends, family, and the environment around me. And at times, this has caused complications. And I wear the results of those complications, some of them mental, some of them emotional, some of them physical, and it has given me time to reflect. And I think the situation today has made me think as well that you are defined by your actions. And I would suggest that you take a little bit of time to reflect on the decisions you make, whether it be an hour after an event, a day, a month, maybe even a year or 10 years. But take a moment and think back on how you acted and how that makes you feel. Do you feel like you engaged in that situation in an honorable way? Do you feel that you are a better person for the way you behaved? And can you call yourself a good person by reflecting on the actions you have taken and the decisions you've made? So, I will likely be putting more videos up of my thoughts and some of my experiences. And if you like this content, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to open up a conversation. And I'd like to ask that if you do comment, keep it kind, keep it peaceful. There's enough negativity in the world. And we should all choose to engage and act in a way that takes into the emotional, physical, and mental states of not only ourselves, but the people around us as well. And I suppose if you have somebody that may benefit from hearing something like this, please share it to them. Thanks.